Music was on the verge of something big in 1971. Every note, every riff, and every lyric felt like it could change the world. While some of these tracks have become extremely popular, there are some mind-blowing works of art that still fly under the radar. Today, we're looking into 12 iconic rock songs from 1971 that changed everything. But for some reason, nobody talks about them. And trust me, you won't believe what one guitarist does in a 10-minute solo that sounds like it's crying through the cosmos. Number 1. Life on Mars, David Bowie.
Life on Mars.
Let's kick things off with a track that's literally out of this world. David Bowie's Life on Mars from Hunky Dory is the kind of song that makes you stop, blink, and say, wait, what did I just hear? With its glam rock flair, surreal lyrics, and orchestral beauty, it's a song that challenges everything you thought you knew about rock music at the time. The chaotic yet intricate arrangement transports you to a future that feels both alien and deeply familiar. The way he mixes humor with existential angst was groundbreaking. Let's face it, no one was writing lyrics this bizarre while still making them stick with listeners. Bowie's masterpiece pulls you into a dreamscape of glam rock and fractured reality. Impossible to ignore. If you thought that was bold, the next track hits like a thunderclap. Number 2. Sweet Leaf, Black Sabbath. Let's be real, Black Sabbath was more than just a rock band. They were also the architects of an entire musical genre. And if there was ever a track that served as the blueprint for the entire stoner rock movement, it's Sweet Leaf. 1971 was a year of rebellion and boundary pushing, and this song went straight to the heart of that ethos, delivering a powerfully distorted riff and a sense of doom that would echo through rock for years to come. The opening riff feels almost like an invasion. It's low and menacing, as if it's coming from a faraway place in your mind. What makes Sweet Leaf truly revolutionary isn't just the musical chaos or the rawness of it all, it's the lyrics. Yes, we all know Sweet Leaf is an ode to cannabis, but it wasn't just about smoking weed. It was about embracing a lifestyle. It was about living free, rejecting societal norms, and celebrating the freedom to do whatever you damn well pleased. This track didn't just influence metal, it was the cornerstone of stoner rock and doom metal, from bands like Sleep Dicaius and Fu Manchu, and everyone who followed Black Sabbath's wake took a cue from Sweet Leaf. And its power still holds up, as we see the genre continue to flourish today. This is where metal found its groove. Thick riffs, raw vocals, and an unapologetic love letter to inspiration. Now let's take a sharp turn. Raw power meets philosophical yearning. Number 3. Bargain, The Who.
I gotta lose me to find you. Gotta give up all I got.
You could genuinely argue that Bargain is one of The Who's most profound songs, arriving at a time when rock was searching for deeper meaning. Released on Who's Next, an album stacked with legendary tracks like Baba O'Reilly and Won't Get Fooled Again, Bargain often gets overlooked. But make no mistake, this song changed things. While rock was busy rebelling against the system, Bargain wasn't about fighting the world. It was about surrendering the ego. Pete Townsend fused the track with spiritual longing, writing it as a tribute to his guru Meher Baba. And Daltrey's voice, it's raw, emotional, human. Combined with that synth and guitar fusion, Bargain helped set the tone for the wave of spiritually infused rock that would grow through the 70s. It may not be the first track fans remember, but it's the one that quietly shifted the genre's soul. Number 4. When I Paint My Masterpiece, The Band, with Bob Dylan. Originally penned by Bob Dylan, When I Paint My Masterpiece was recorded by the band for their 1971 album Cahoots, and the result is pure gold. The song taps into the fatigue of a touring life, filled with cultural dislocation and longing for creative redemption. It's Dylan's classic wordplay, biting, beautiful, and somehow funny and sad at the same time. The band's beautiful instrumentation and Levon Helm's gritty vocals, the track feels less like a performance and more like an overheard confession. It's not loud or explosive, but it says more in its quiet moments than most arena rock ever could. And in a year dominated by giants, this track proves that subtlety can also be revolutionary. An ode to longing and life on the road, wrapped in Americana and Dylan's world-weary wisdom. The next song doesn't just tell a story, it drifts through your soul like a midnight train. Number 5. Moonlight Mile, The Rolling Stones.
When the wind blows and the rain feels.
Here's a track from the Rolling Stones that often gets overlooked, yet it might be one of their most emotionally powerful songs. Moonlight Mile from Sticky Fingers is a gentle, haunting ballad that stands in sharp contrast to the typical Stones energy. This isn't the Stones of Jumpin' Jack Flash or Start Me Up. It's somber, introspective, and deeply personal. The song's slow, ethereal arrangement combined with Mick Jagger's raw, emotional vocals creates a mournful atmosphere that lingers long after the song ends. It's almost as if the track embodies a journey through loneliness, reflection, and longing. What's striking is how this melancholic, vulnerable side of the Stones is barely ever mentioned in the wider discussion of their legacy. Tracks like Brown Sugar often overshadow it, but Moonlight Mile shows the band's ability to push the boundaries of rock and blend introspection with musical richness. This song's fusion of lush arrangements and rock is ahead of its time and deserves more recognition for its emotional depth and subtle power. If you've never really listened closely, this one might just surprise you. A moody orchestral closer that proves the Stones could be just as devastatingly soft as they were hard. And just when you settle into stillness, things take a wonderfully strange turn. Number 6. The Musical Box, Genesis. Now let's take a step into the progressive rock world with a track that blends fantasy, complexity, and theatricality. The Musical Box from Nursery Crime is a dark, intricate journey that paints a vivid picture with its ever-changing rhythms and dramatic musical shifts. The song's 11-minute runtime takes listeners through multiple emotional landscapes, showcasing Genesis's mastery of blending intricate instrumentation with storytelling, as all the hallmarks of classic prog rock, unexpected time changes, lush layers of flute and guitar, and a storyline that feels both surreal and foreboding. What's fascinating about this song is that while it was influential in shaping the progressive rock genre, it doesn't always get the attention it deserves compared to other prog staples. Many later acts like Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and even later Genesis albums owe a debt to this track's use of complexity and emotion within rock music, yet it remains somewhat underappreciated in mainstream discussions, making it a hidden gem that's vital for anyone wanting to understand the early evolution of progressive rock. Haunting, intense, and unsettling. This is Peter Gabriel at his most intense and theatrical. Now we've covered some wild tracks so far, but what comes next? It's something that sounds like it came from another planet. Brace yourself, this one will leave you speechless. Number 7. Maggot Brain, Funkadelic. When you think of groundbreaking rock from 1971, it's easy to focus on the popular anthems, but Maggot Brain did more than that. The track opens with an unearthly guitar solo, the likes of which no one had heard before. Eddie Hazel's guitar moans, bends, and cries out with a haunting intensity that feels unearthly. It's deeply emotional, like every note is pleading for something, but what exactly? The song doesn't tell you. Instead, it takes you on a journey. But what really changed everything with Maggot Brain was the freedom it embodied. It was rock in its purest form. The influence of this track can be seen in countless experimental artists who came after Funkadelic, paving the way for genres like shoegaze, post-rock, and even alternative metal. 10 minutes of cosmic sorrow, filtered through Eddie Hazel's guitar. This is grief turned psychedelic. But we're not done drifting into uncharted territory just yet. Number 8. The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys, Traffic. Here's the thing about the Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys. It's not just a rock song. Traffic, fronted by the legendary Steve Winwood, wasn't content with just writing another rock anthem. They wanted to do something that transcended genres. That's exactly what they did with this iconic track in 1971. The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys played like a relaxed cruise on an infinite road, blending mellow rhythms and a fluid backbeat that flows seamlessly between jazz and rock. But the magic happens in the details, the way the instrumentation shifts, with the powerful keyboard solos and the flute weaving in and out, creating a soundscape that was nothing like what mainstream rock had heard before. The song wasn't just groundbreaking for its genre-blending fusion of jazz, rock, and soul. It also set the stage for more experimental freeform rock that would follow in the coming years. Without the low spark of high-heeled boys, we might not have had the musical freedom we saw in later decades, like the rise of progressive rock and more experimental styles that push boundaries even further. So next time you're cruising through rock history, don't overlook this gem from Traffic. It might not always make the best of lists, but it sure as hell changed rock. Now how about something equally ambitious, but way more explosive? Number 9. Can you get to that? Funkadelic. This one packs a punch. Tucked inside the trippy chaos of Maggot brain, Can You Get to That sounds almost playful at first. Bouncy rhythm, gospel harmonies, catchy hook. But listen closer, and it's pure cold truth. Karma, regret, broken promises. It's George Clinton at his most cutting, delivering hard lessons with a grin and a groove. For a song so rich, funk, soul, gospel, rock, all in under 3 minutes, it's shocking how little it gets talked about. It's not obscure exactly, but it rarely shows up in conversations about the best songs of '71. And it should, because few tracks tell you so much about life, and sound this damn good doing it. This song helped pave the way for genre-bending acts in decades to come, showing that groove and grit don't have to be separate worlds. It's not always the loudest song in the room, but it might be the smartest. Funky, biting, and prophetic. This is 1971 at its most slyly revolutionary. Let's keep the intensity high, but with a twist of astral wonder. Number 10. Starship Trooper. Yes. Released as part of their breakthrough album, the Yes album, Starship Trooper, is a 3-part odyssey. Clocking in at nearly 10 minutes, this track fuses lush harmonies, jazz-tinged rhythms, and surreal sci-fi laced lyrics that launched Yes into prog rock immortality. What makes Starship Trooper iconic and criminally underrated in the mainstream is how it captured the spirit of early 70s rock experimentation. This song told listeners, yeah, rock can be cosmic. It can be weird. It can take you places your body's never been. And the crazy part? This track didn't even chart. While Roundabout or Owner of a Lonely Heart might get the radio love, Starship Trooper is the true prog head's anthem. Bold, immersive, and way ahead of its time. Sprawling, melodic, and endlessly inventive. This is prog rock's soaring high note. Ready for something with a brass-fueled bite? Let's change the tone. Number 11. Lisa, Listen to Me. Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
He said, listen to me, don't you know where you belong?
Lisa, Listen to Me isn't your usual rock anthem. It's brassy, sharp, and wrapped in jazz funk energy. But that's exactly what makes it iconic. Blood, Sweat, and Tears were tearing down genre walls, and this song was a bold step into uncharted territory, right at the peak of 1971's musical evolution. It may not have topped the charts, but it opened the door for bands that refused to be boxed in. Think Steely Dan, Chicago, even early Billy Joel. This track helped clear the path for all of them. Today it's barely mentioned in retrospectives, but in 1971, Lisa, Listen to Me quietly told the rock world you can sound like anything if you've got something to say. Now we'll be closing this video with one of 1971's most scathing takedowns of religious hypocrisy, disguised as a rollicking rock anthem. Number 12. Hymn 43, Jethro Tull.
Jesus says, oh, well, it better save itself.
Jethro Tull's Hymn 43 doesn't pull any punches. Ian Anderson's signature flute cuts through the mix like a dagger, but it's the lyrics that really land the blow. Coming off the band's Aqualung album, Hymn 43 was a fiery middle finger to organized religion's exploitation of faith for power. And while it might not be as talked about today as Locomotive Breath or Aqualung itself, this track was a defining moment in rock's rebellious spirit. It showed that music could sound fun, but say something heavy and still hit just as hard. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps a ton. Also, let me know in the comments which of these tracks you think had the biggest impact, or if there's another underrated gem from 1971 that we missed. If you want more deep dives like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss a beat.